Okay, so look at this one, e to the power of 4x times cosine of 9x. To solve this problem, we're going to use the integration by parts, which simply is u dv equals uv minus v du. Okay. And the idea is to do something to make the right-hand side integral to be more easier than the left-hand side. But based on the property of the exponential function, you see the derivative is going to be the multiple of itself. The integral and the derivative of cosine x and sine is going to be sine x related, and if you take another integration, all the derivative is going to go back to itself. So all this information we have here, it indicates it's very possible we might use the integration by parts twice. So let's get started. So for the first one, if I set u equals e to the power of 4x, and then dv equals cosine of 9x dx here, what we can have here is du equals 4 e to the power of 4x, and then v is going to be sine of 9x over 9, right? That's something what we can read about. So apply the integration by parts once, so which is uv, so e to the power of 4x times sine of 9x over 9 minus integral v du, right, which is sine of 9x over 9. Du is going to be 4e, this part is going to be dx, 4e to the power of 4x times dx here. Okay. So let's read this part. So we have e to the power of 4x sine of 9x over 9 minus, I factor 4 over 9 outside, 4 over 9, the integral, so it's e to the power of 4x sine of 9x dx. Okay, so if you look at this problem here, don't you agree that after this one integration by parts, let me still box this part. This is the information. So you see step 1. Okay, this is we apply integration by parts once. But after here, you see, after we make this integration by parts, it seems like the left and the right side, the complex level does not change, right? Still, it's an exponent multiply a trig function here. So what we can do under this situation, like I said, it's kind of like a loop. You apply the integration by parts again. Okay. So in this part, we just focus on this pieces here. As you see, we set our u equals still e to the power of 4x, and du, so this is step 2, okay? And then du, it's e to the power of 4x, 4 here, dx. And our dv is going to be sine of 9x dx. Then correspondingly v is going to be negative cosine of 9x over 9. Okay, so we only do the integration by parts for this part. So all the other pieces is just to copy it. Okay, so just to copy this, e to the power of 4x sine of 9x over 9, just to copy this, minus 4 over 9, and then I use a big bracket to apply integration by parts again. So it's a uv, so it's a negative e to the power of 4x times cosine of 9x over 9, okay, and then minus integral v, right, du, right, so it's a negative cosine of 9x over 9, which is v here, times du, which is times 4 e to the power 4x here, and then dx. Okay, this big bracket. So what do we have? Well, if we put all the things and then do the distribution, you see here's the negative, here's negative, here's not the negative. So we have 3 negatives, so this part is still going to be negative. What do we have? We have it's e to the power 4x times sine of 9x over 9, right? Negative, negative, so it becomes a plus 4 e to the power 4x cosine of 9x over 81, right? Over 81. And then look at what we have here. We're going to have it's minus, minus, minus. So still a minus. So let's factor all the constant out. So 4 over 9 times 4 over 9. So 16 over 81 integral. So it's e to the power 4x times cosine of 9x dx. Okay. So this is what we have. Now let's go back to the original integral we're trying to solve. You see it is e to the power 4x cosine 9x dx, right? Don't you see that it's already here? So basically the problem, if we take this as, let's say if we denote capital A equals integral of e to the power 4x cosine of 9x dx. So this problem becomes into an algebraic problem. That is A equals e to the power 4x sine of 9x over 9 plus 4 e to the power 4x cosine 9x over 81 minus 16 over 81 times A. So don't you agree that this becomes into an algebraic problem, right? So if you multiply 81 on both sides, so it's 81a, right? And then, so it's a plus 16a equals what? Equals 9 e to the power 4x sine of 9x, right? Plus 4 e to the power 4x cosine of 9x, and then this part equals 97a, right? So you can see that equals this part. So basically you can solve this a equals this big part, right? So I just copied this part, okay? Cosine 9x over 97. Okay, so yeah, that's this problem. So nothing fancy, but just you see basically it's apply integration by parts once and twice. Okay, so yeah, so that's the end of this problem. Thank you for the watching.